During his formative years, Bradley always showed an aptitude towards practical skills, both at school and at home.
When Bradley was at school, we had interest in sports and mainly practical skills like woodwork and metalwork. He had a flair for anything technical. Bradley was quite interested when I sometimes took him to work with me in the machine shop. He showed an interest in comparing the machines from school to the machines where I worked, obviously on a lot bigger scale. He was interested in the injection mould tools and press tools and how they worked.
When I left the school, I went to college and I studied engineering because my father and granddad was an engineer, and they've told me loads of stories about it, so I thought that's what path I would choose to take.
Bradley's apprenticeship come about completely by chance, with a chance meeting of the owner of South East Coachworks and Bradley's technical teacher from school. They was travelling on a train together to Faversham station, and the owner of the company asked the teacher if he knew of any of his pupils that would be suitable for an apprenticeship position, and he came up with Bradley's name. I spoke to Bradley and he went up to South East Coachworks the very next day for an interview.
He said that they've got an opening for an apprenticeship down here, and he said I'm willing to take it. So I filled out the form and bring it in to Chris. Chris then, or by the Monday, I had to ring him. He then took me on as an apprentice here. I started as an apprentice here in December 2013. This is completely different to school, as in school you have to do loads of studying and everything, and instead of that in here, you learn in the workshop yourself. You learn by your own skills of what you're good at and what you're not.
Since Bradley started at South East Coachworks, I think he's really acknowledged how much his work colleagues have helped him to understand the job.
At the moment I am working with Tom Coe. He is my shadower. Me and Tom will get along very well. A normal day now is every night time I'm going to sleep normally a couple of hours earlier, just so I'm up by 5:30 in the morning, so I can arrive here for 7 o'clock on the dot to start work.
Since Bradley left college and started his apprenticeship, I've seen an amazing change in his attitude for the better. He's developed social skills that just weren't there before.
Just bring it onto the old mail and
The wage here is good enough for me to live on. It's not the best because it's only an apprenticeship wage, but it's good enough for me to live on. It's much more than what I used to get without working.
We all know apprentice money isn't great, but since Bradley started, he's really learnt the value of money and has learnt to budget himself, which I'm really pleased, as a parent, really pleased with. Bradley is still in contact with a number of his school friends, and I think they're all quite envious of Bradley, seeing as I don't think many of them have got apprenticeships or jobs.
Most of my school friends now are still at college, and obviously I've been talking to them about it, and they are jealous that I have got one and they haven't, because they really want me to go back to college, but I'm not having any of it.
They get on, Brad, right? Yeah, man.
Bradley did his work experience with me, but I felt that an apprenticeship would offer him a better future. From a very early age, Bradley always showed an interest in what I did for a living. Maybe that had some bearing on him wanting an apprenticeship. Since Bradley started his apprenticeship, I've seen a great change in him. He's really come out of his shell and he's become a very confident young man. I was just as pleased for Bradley when he got offered his apprenticeship as I was when I was offered mine all those years ago.
College offers you paper qualifications. Apprenticeships offer you qualifications and experience. Using your hands and eyes are always going to be better for you because you take it in more than just writing it down on a piece of paper and trying to memorise it, instead of like keep revising and stuff. Here, when you do it, you've done it and you remember it and you'll be able to do it again. Having completed an apprenticeship, I would recommend it to anybody who would like a worthwhile career.